Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation. For having us in, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. Should be a good matchup here, Greg. A couple of playoff teams from a year ago that are hoping to take that ultimate step and get to the Super Bowl this season.
And oftentimes that's a difficult step, right? You go from being a perennial playoff contestant. That's great. But now, how many of these teams can now say, okay, not only are we in the playoffs year in and year out, but we are a legit in any given season? That is easier said than done. But I think these two teams today both find themselves at the end of the year in that mix.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the goal line. And the good kick pays off. Will only be able to take this past the 10-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he played fairly well for the most part. Now, are there some things to clean up? Absolutely. Some of his footwork, both inside and outside the pocket, still has a long way to go. The occasional errant throw or just thinking, hey, I've got a big arm, I'm going to fit this ball in the window. Some of that stuff needs to get cleaned up, but overall, not bad. But what matters the most in wins and losses, and he just wasn't the difference maker his team needed when they needed him the most.
They need to get to the 22, but now face third down. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw and brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. They are led out by a man who's done this now for a long time. Their veteran quarterback.
He's coming off one of those games, Mike, where he just wasn't good enough. I mean, he wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. He was good at times. He just wasn't good enough times. And I think when you're playing the quarterback position and all of the focus is on you, your play has such a direct correlation between wins and losses that when you don't play your best, the magnifying glass is on you. So he needs to bounce back this week. He needs to be more productive in the passing game, generate more big plays, and then eliminate the turnovers. He cannot continue to throw the ball to the other team.
Third down, 3 to go. They'll throw out of the gun, and he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
The tight end going in motion to the left. Left side. That's complete. It's Sutton. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That's in the end zone and intercepted.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Bice offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going. But I think it would be a bit of an understatement, Mike, to say that this offense has come out today a bit flat. They haven't picked up a single first down through the first 2 drives, and barring a really aggressive decision here, they'll have to wait till their 3rd series to see if they can make it happen.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. Ready for their 2nd possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again here, 2nd and 10. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive linemen had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Still 3rd down.
The penalty yardage gets them a little closer, but still tough 3rd down conversion coming up. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On comes. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Back onto the field for their next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Tight end going in motion here. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get 4 here up to the 24-yard line. With that, why don't we give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg, here's Watson. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play-action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack. The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball, and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
That'll be returnable from the 35. And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Trying to bounce that outside. It went a long way for a gain of nothing. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They bring the tight end in motion. Now on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
It's ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to run it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Take a look here at those receiving numbers from his game a week ago. On 2nd down, they run the counter. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Sunday returns after this. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Bisons are going to take over here at their own 22.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
Bison's offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. A handoff here to start the drive, but this will end up being a reverse. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play. From the shotgun, here's Watson. And off the deflection, it is taken in. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Now a run on 1st down. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
Wow, I mean, he's going to be disappointed he wasn't able to take that all the way, but that's still a heck of a run. In the end, after a good tackle to save the touchdown, they're still going to be set up with 1st and goal.
So the big play gets him down close, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. On 2nd down, here's Watson. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. So the last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. And their running back getting ready to go back to work. The offense is a little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score as they begin this drive with a 1st and 10. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. They'll put a receiver in motion right. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Down the sideline, past the 40. And he's going to take this all the way home. Touchdown, Chiefs. It's his second touchdown of the year. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job, and that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
The extra point is up and through. To a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This placed in the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And not much doing on this return. Good coverage. They're going to stop him in his tracks right at the 15-yard line. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. To the ground, a first down run. And a minimal gain there up to the 17-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run, probably a yard short of that first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Here comes a return, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. And their running back set to go once more. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. And he will score. Touchdown, KC. Now the try here for the point after. He's got it. And their advantage to 14-3. And before the snap, we have a whistle. And this could very well be a false start. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. And a short pickup past the 25. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4. He'll look to throw. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A pickup there of 13. And that will be a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. He'll drop to throw. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Really nice job here by the defender. I mean, how often, Mike, do we see on these long downfield passes the defender kind of lose the ball in the air and get himself out of position? Well, that wasn't the case here. Really well done. And if I'm this quarterback, after these back-to-back incompletions, I got to find myself a little rhythm and take some easier throws.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position, a huge chance to cut into the deficit.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the 3rd or 4th read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
First and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive.
Woo. Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. And that ball incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's gotta be a gotta-have-it best play call. 3rd and short, you think this ball's expected to come out quick, but when all the receivers were taken away, he decides to make a break for it. He doesn't get a whole lot, but what he gets is just enough to move the chains. Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
The first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium's counting on.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll send a tight end in motion. On 3rd and goal, they'll run for it. And he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4th-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
The extra point is good. And within 4, it is 14-10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he can only get back to the 16-yard line. Going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. The lead sits at 4. So we'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. Now KC going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 2 first downs, and they are at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. Back to the air one more time. On a throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So, we reach halftime, and the visitors top. We'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has
these 2 teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. He'll start at the 4. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the 2nd-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. he makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
And a short pickup, too, about the 42-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one knocked away and incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
The ball away as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. You have a tight end motioning left here. A handoff here, up the middle. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Tight end on the move left. Now a give on the ground, and he's got it. 1st down, a pickup of 4.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
On 2nd down, they'll run. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Watson now on 3rd down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll get this one across midfield. Brought down after a pickup of a half dozen. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A play fake. Now Watson to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. From the gun, here on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games. It's too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
And this one's going to be downed inside the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. They'll turn and hand this one off. Up the sideline at the 35. A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
We've just seen it time and time again here today. He just continues to get them for big runs, and I think this one might be his best of the bunch.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. off the play fake. He'll look to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Kansas City. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a big play that is, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And the key to a play like this is when the ball travels this far in the air, they teach you, don't look back, look up, because that's where the ball will be. And in this case, he was able to secure it and come away with a big touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Drive will start on the ground. He'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 45. Second down and 8. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Putting the tight end in motion. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Here's first and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Now a handoff running right. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Now a 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap to Watson. Open man, left side, he's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down. When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. And this ball incomplete on.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the high, or actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game, under pressure all game long, the secondary feasting on his passes. We'll try the right side this time. Second down and 3. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing now from the gun. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. On 2nd down, they run the counter. Able to tiptoe around one tackler, but not a second. He'll be taken down for no gain right at the line of scrimmage. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. It's a pickup of 12. First down, KC.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A handoff as they try to run it here. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. Back to throw. To the back. Got it. Touchdown. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Point after, coming up here. His kick is good. This will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start. The Bice offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. This is caught down that right sideline. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick 1st down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
He'll let one go in the middle. On now comes the punt team. That's taken at about the 14. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Ready to take over possession of the football. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air. And with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now a give up the middle. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 3rd down and 9. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. run now on second down. They'll take this forward maybe 2-3 yards, but doesn't matter. We have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. Now this time they'll look to throw. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Yards are hard to come by there. They'll work it down to the 37-yard line. They'll look to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the first down.
They'll run on second down. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss. Third and long. They'll stick with him again. And he's going to go backwards again. The defense coming up big, forcing fourth down.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
The field goal unit out here for... This will be a 46-yard attempt. His kick is perfect.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Couldn't take the chance. They're going to return it from the goal line. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Take their way out to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. Not exactly the type of drive to write home about, Mike. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, no yards gained, and I really can't blame any of these fans who have continued to voice their frustration, especially after that last series of play calls. You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past as they'll try to get this one to the finish line. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Up the middle they go.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
3rd and 6. The field goal unit out here. Chiefs. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time?
It's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Watson now on 1st down. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. To throw on 2nd down is Watson. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. Back to throw is Watson. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. It's Watson out of the pistol. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Time to kick it away from the punt team. That is fielded at the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. So, it's a win for the Phillies. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching. For more, log on. With that, we say so long, everyone.